even if you don't remember Roblox capes, they were probably included in your childhood at least somewhere. Might it be inside a Gear Wall game, might it be inside a Tycoon game, perhaps, or even inside Lucky Blocks Battlegrounds. Or well, if you're older than me, you probably have other sources of somewhat knowing it as well. But for my generation, it was probably in these genres. Now, if you still don't know, I'm not talking about the boring capes like this list right here. I'm talking about the 6 special capes that actually give you an ability. And that's also why these capes are not categorized as neck accessories, but gear instead. Now, before I'm gonna get into these 6 gears, I wanna say, if you have any other gear recommendations I should talk about in my next few videos, leave the suggestion in the comment section below, since I will probably see your comments, since there's always so few of them. Anyways, let's get started with the first cape. Let's start this in chronological order, since actually 3 out of 6 capes, or well, I'm sorry guys, but most of these so-called capes are actually called cloaks, and there's actually only, I think, 3 cape gears featured on Roblox, and the rest are actually called cloaks, but whatever, cloaks are just capes but longer. Anyway, firstly, starting with a cape you probably have never heard of, Cloak of the Undying. It was published in October 11th, 2012. Yes, I was like 2 years old when this item released. Also, it has a price of 1,000 Robux and was put on a discount February 2013 when it was the President's Day sale. If you don't know what it is, if you go to the Wayback Time Machine, you can read yourself into it slightly more. But to summarize, for 7 days, specific hats and gears were put on a discount. There were new gears released inside these 7 days, and some unavailable items were put back in the market. Anyways, the Cloak of Undying was also part of the discount, going from 1,000 Robux to 750 instead. The description reads, "Adorn this cloak, and none shall stand in thus way, my lord." The gear was fairly interesting, especially for its time, since when you hold down left, you're able to jump higher than usual, and when equipping the gear and double tapping, you turn into a bat that is able to fly around, like the Rainbow Carpet. Also, unlike the Rainbow Carpet, you supposedly are invincible to sword attacks and deal 4 damage when ramming into opponents. Now, as you might see by the footage, this gear is sadly broken somewhat and probably does not work as intended. But I can imagine this gear was probably hella annoying around the time it was still in use. The Astral Cloak of Transportation, published in April 26, 2013, is the second cloak gear released on Roblox and is purchasable for a cheap 225 Robux. The description reads, "All magical secrets are held by the wizards of the Astral Isles, but they don't mind lending out this cloak. Just don't ask how it gets you from point A to B." What are the wizards of the Astral Isles? Don't even ask. It's probably one of these like nerdy Roblox clan thingies people used to make. There's also plenty of like accessories and maybe even gears which also feature or reference the wizards of the Astral Isle clan. But anyway, just like the description reads, the gear gets you from point A to point B. At least it used to be like that, since this gear is also broken. But basically, when you equip it, you get this weird ritual thing around you, and when you jump in the air twice, you activate a glide move. Also, of course, the main ability, when you click in a relatively close distance to yourself, you apparently teleport. But, you know, I can't prove all that since the gear is long lost its ability now. Also, apparently a glitch used to exist with the Astral Cloak where while falling after gliding, the user could obtain like an infinite jump by unequipping the cloak. That's at least what the wiki says. Let's go, the first actual cape of the video, the famous invisibility cape. Released on September 13th, 2013, this cape was purchasable for 750 Robux with the description, "Now you see me, now you don't. Turns yourself invisible and reappear as if out of thin air." Yeah, once clicked, your avatar will turn invisible. Apparently after 5 seconds, you're supposed to turn normal again. But for some reason, the time invisible feels like way longer than the wiki says. But also it didn't mention how like you also get slightly more like a speed boost when invisible. Also, I just love the little like appearance description in the wiki that just reads like dark black cape with stars and moons. Like, okay, dude. Released on September 27th, 2013, this gear was made purchasable for 1,250 Robux, the most expensive gear in this video. The description reads, "It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a super tone. Use this sweet cape to fly and shoot lasers from your eyes, just like the real tone." Yeah, obviously this gear is inspired by that one superhero that starts with S, not with T. Also, if you're wondering who Tone actually is, it's just some Roblox staff guy from back in the day. He also had another item on the catalog, so like somewhat named after him. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, when equipped, the user is able to toggle flight by jumping twice, and they're also able to shoot lasers at others who are facing towards them. As this gear isn't able to turn players' heads 360, so yeah, you're just like stuck like that. Yeah, this gear is probably one that you'd see in a Tycoon game, I'd imagine, that features the S-Man. Doing a time skip into the future, by future I mean February 4th, 2015, we get the Magician's Cloak for a cheap 225 Robux. Reading, "Talk about energy efficient. You can travel all over Roblox using the power of magic and this cloak. This gear is by far the strongest." No, just kidding. This gear has a wiki, but it barely feels like it, since like it barely has anything in it. The gear, when equipped, gives you a red ritual circle, almost like the astral cloak, but well, red. It also gives you a speed boost when equipped and red mist following you as well. Now that the Astro Cloak from the beginning of the video is broken, it feels like both these cloaks just kind of behave similar, but like somewhat, you know, just color different, I guess. At least to me. Anyway. The last cape of the unofficial Gear Cape series, released on June 11th, 2015, probably also the least known cape of them all, was purchasable for 650 Robux. The description reads, "Sparkle and brighten up the skies in the sweet neon cape. Jump into the sky and hold spacebar to glide. Rainbow sparkles leave a trail behind you so everyone knows where you've been." Yippee, another broken flying gear. So the neon mystery cape, when equipped, gives you an extra walk speed and immense jump height. If you press or hold down the spacebar in mid-air, you can hover and emit sparkles from your cape, being in the same altitude but slowly going down, so as long as you keep just holding the spacebar down. That said, this is probably the ugliest cape. I don't know, that's it. Probably, I don't need to explain this cape that much since it's also the most boring cape. That's it, y'all. If I've missed a cape, which there's a very high chance I did, please write it down in the comment section below. Sorry again that I haven't uploaded in the past, I think, 2 months. But that won't change anytime soon, sadly. But hey, if you're somehow a loyal subscriber of mine, sticking around until now, thank you for doing so. And if you haven't subscribed but still stick around, thank you for doing so as well, man.